welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am making my green juice and my lunch really quick. We've got a lot of work to do today. I do have some good news though. I have ordered our kitchen sink and I'm really excited about it. I feel like in my gut it was just a good decision, and so it's going to be a total upgrade for us. I know so many people love and cherish a cast iron sink. For the life of me, I could never keep it clean. Like it felt disgusting all the time. So honestly, that was just really disappointing to trying to create a clean environment, and yet it was just, and it was not undermount, it was over the top. So then it always had crust around the edges, and then the base of it would get so yellow and scratched, all of it was so scratched all the time, so it would hold on to grime more. So I went with the ceramic one instead, which I know some people are either gonna be like, you're gonna regret that, but honestly, I lived with the cast iron in bad condition for 3.5 years, so I don't think I'm gonna regret it at all. I also know people are gonna say I went with a single base because having the double, it was a nightmare. Every time we tried to clean stuff, like the middle section was just always in the way. So I'm really excited about what we picked. Flooring is getting in today. I should try cooking at the same time, huh? For my green juice, I like to do pretty much almost every week. I do celery, cucumber, mint, ginger, lemon, and then I usually do at least one fruit. So sometimes it's an apple. This week I'm gonna do part of a pear. And then I'm only making enough for like today and tomorrow. I'm not doing a lot of ingredients for that. I'm just gonna do a couple stalks of celery. I'll probably do half of this and then the other half for my cucumber salad that I've been keeping up with, because cucumbers are so good for you. I've just been learning more and more about how good they are. So, my contractor texted us a little bit today, and we're gonna have to figure out our countertops next. And I also need to pick a faucet. So I have enough. So I'm gonna use them. Perfect. That's a great blend this week. I actually really like the pear in there.
Maybe just all white. They usually get counters cut for days, and I kind of explained to them that I'll send you there. I don't know if you want to go today or if you want to go later.
Yeah.
Depending on timing, I can let work clock or whatever. So.
Okay, I just got off the phone with Max. I also just finished making my stuff. So I've got my green juice and my bowl of, I've got garbanzo beans, quinoa, avocado, feta, mint, bell peppers were left over, and cucumber. I think that's everything that's in there. Anyways, I need to go to this stone cutter, a fabricator. It's about 30 minutes away, so after nap time I'm gonna go do that. So for the rest of nap, which is just under 2 hours, I'm going to eat my lunch. I need to have my Devos. I prefer to have them in the morning before the baby gets up. I have just my body has been out of sync with like moving here. And then because I was waking up at 5 a.m. for January, so now I'm like, my life just feels upside down. And with moving, I just feel, ugh. I'm gonna have lunch, devotions, and then I need to focus on trying to decide between having mixed metals, so getting like a chrome or nickel or basically a silver faucet and then brass hardware on the cabinetry, or getting a brass faucet and brass hardware, or brass faucet, silver nickel kind of hardware on the cabinetry. The hardware for the cabinetry we won't do till after we move back in. Max and I will just install it ourselves. But I need to know what I want to do now in order to know what I should pick for the faucet. And they do need me to order that and cover it, because that's where the problem happened in the kitchen to begin with. We had a leak with the faucet. The faucet is what the problem was. So that's what I have to do in order for part of this insurance claim to be like situated. So feels like a lot of pressure to make sure I get a quality faucet. However, the real problem was with the installation, not the quality of it. So the plumber and contractors, everybody that's looked at it says they just installed it wrong. and just a little scary. So I know they're gonna do a good job with installation. Just want to pick a good faucet. All right, I need to jump into some stuff. I did decide hardware. I at least know the material I want to go with for the faucet, and I've been narrowing down some options. So I do think I should find a good one I like today. Once he's done eating his banana, then we'll go. You need some water? Let's get you some water. Okay, we just got to the stone place, so I'm gonna take the baby out and baby wear him. I don't know how much I'll be able to show, but good news is they're having a moving sale. So everything's on sale, including remnants. So I might get lucky and find the exact one I was hoping for. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, I did find exactly what I was hoping to find. It was just too small. Like, it's actually shocking how close that was to being able to work for us. In my wildest dreams, I shared with you guys sometime in the last month here that if I could, I would love a leathered Taj Mahal countertop. And they just so happened to have one yesterday for something I could afford. And it was 117 inches by 71 inches. And I needed 137 inches by 77. So, one of those things that's like, how could I have gotten so close and yet I'm still so far? Regardless, I have a lot of editing I need to do for work stuff today. We're home for probably the day-to-day so that I can get other work things done. With so much time pressure, and at the same time, if I found a slab today, they'd be like, okay, we need to install it immediately. And I'd be like, wait, I don't have my cabinets yet. But once the cabinets arrive, they're gonna be like, where's your countertops? So push and pull. I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday, make my green juice and my lunch, and then get to editing. And then after the baby gets up, gosh, we probably need to go on a walk somewhere to go outside. The backyard here is kind of crunchy. Like, I don't think it's soft enough for the baby to run around on. Might need to find softer grass somewhere. Okay, let's make lunch. Okay, last night Max found an amazing quartz, and I'm gonna go look at it today. So even though yesterday I was sharing with you my woes about how I had just found one that I loved, it's okay because I think I love this one more, which is like the best of both worlds. And we ordered, I think I ordered a sink on Sunday or Monday, and then I saw countertops, and then yesterday I ordered the faucet. So things are looking up. I don't know what it was. Last week felt so slow, like nothing was moving. Couldn't like get the ball rolling between like life, and yet everything felt really quiet. We had some unfortunate hail last night. We don't have the garage code because there's not one, so we can't use the garage with like a garage door opener. But last night it was hailing, so we opened it from the inside and pulled our cars inside because it was like, the hail was this big. Perfect little, I was like, I could make some pebble ice out of that. Pour myself a Coke. Yeah, weather here is, I don't know if I've shared this before, but I used to travel in ministry after college, or after high school, before college, and every state that I went to in the US, everybody was like, welcome to Oklahoma, the weirdest weather you'll ever find. Every single state said that. They're like, oh, that's just how it is here. So it makes me laugh whenever something funky happens, but in Texas, it is much different than what I grew up in Arizona. But it is also not groundbreaking weather compared to every other state. But yeah, last night had some pretty intense hail. Hi, honey! All right, I am loaded in the car. I've got the countertop location in my GPS. I've got lunch with me. Took everything to pack today because we're going during nap, which is not ideal, but if I were to leave after nap, I'd get there in 40 minutes. And if I were to leave when we finished, then it would be like an hour and 20 minutes drive back. So we're leaving now, napping in the car today. Let's go look at some countertops. All right, I've made it all the way to Dallas. I gotta feed the baby his lunch, and then we're gonna go inside. I'm really hopeful about this. I think this is the day we're gonna find them. This is the one we came to look at. That was much faster than I thought it was gonna be, which is not bad. I guess we had our options narrowed down to what we like. So I saw the one that we specifically came to see. I think it's a good option for us. They're exact, like they're man-made, so they're exact. There's not really like variation in it, but I don't mind that necessarily. Sorry. And I guess, I don't know why I feel overwhelmed. I think it's because I have to drive back, or like that I drove here and the salesperson wasn't here for me to talk to. They said they were stuck in a meeting, so I'm kind of bummed about that. It's a lot of effort to get here, is what it is. And I at least got to see it in person, and that was the biggest thing that I needed. I think that's the one absolutely different look and style than I planned on going with. And then my original mood board was like that leathered Taj Mahal, which it's cool. I got to see one in person too, and this is so much different, but it's really special, so I'm excited about it. My gut is like, yeah, that'll be good. And then I think when it's in, I'll be really excited about it. All right, let's drive back. Unfortunately, I am locked out of the house because of that hail I was telling you guys about last night, and we parked inside. I left through the garage, and the front door was bolted, and it's not connected to the code. So now we're waiting here. It's kind of cold. You enjoying outdoors? Hey, cutie pie. Made it back inside. It's still raining. It's like one of those spring little showers, so it's not too crazy, but just enough so you can still get soaking wet. Gladly we're okay. I am so tired, but I have not hydrated enough today either, so I should not have another cup of caffeine. But I didn't get to have my devos this morning, so I'm gonna light a candle and make a hot tea and try to be calm before baby gets up from nap, because momming can be tiring, as awesome as it is. Some days are just harder than others, and when you have to drive an hour and a half, driving can just take it out of me. So momming on top of that is just like, so I'm gonna have some quiet time, literally. came to get our mail and look at the house and nothing is done. So a little bit of a bummer. But that's kind of the way it goes when you're working with a contracting team and they're doing multiple projects at the same time. Not much we can do about it.
Let's go, mamas.
I don't know how, but I was praying that we would just have a fun, adventurous day today, and I was gonna take the baby on a walk, but now I'm at TJ Maxx. So I'm gonna go dream about the kitchen stuff that I can see in there and just enjoy being out with the baby. Yesterday when we were out, when we got caught in the rain, I was like, I wish I could just stay out, but I needed to stay there so that way the owner can let me back in. But it just reminded me to get out more, and I do love doing that. So I'm gonna take the baby inside TJ Maxx and stroll around, have some fun in there. And all things considered, we have our countertops on hold, the sink, and our faucet. Whew, she was so close to hitting my car. That scared me. Sink and faucet picked out. Like, those are three of the most major things. And I already had picked the cabinet color, which I was on reserve about until I had seen the countertops because I wanted them to coordinate. If you've ever decorated a room, it's pretty common to pick whatever your main pattern is, pull a tone or a color from that to use as your main colors in the space. So if it was like this sweatshirt, then maybe I'll use like this green for a color on the wall. Just the best example I could give. But I wanted to have a good day with the baby, so we're gonna go and TJ Maxx, walk around, have some fun. It's a Mama and Minnie. And these chairs are so cute. Look at them. There's so many of them. I'll get an update because we're sitting in limbo right now. We have to ask for an extension to stay here because we're supposed to move out on Monday. That's not happening. So I just got off the phone with Max. I have some very good news. Supposedly next week is when majority of the work is going to be getting done. It was disappointing this week to see literally zero progress at all, especially because I don't want to be the kind of person who promises content and then there's nothing there to show because it's out of my hands. So I was really hoping this week I could share with you guys the floors installed in the house. They're going to do the floors last. So next week, supposedly, cabinets are getting painted, installed, and flooring all next week. And then we have selected countertops that we have on hold. There's one more space our contractor has that he wants us to go look at just in case. And then after we check out that location, we'll know for sure between the two spaces we find what we want to go with. There's a chance, small chance, we won't be here for another month. Contractor was like, well, we're gonna get the most of this done next week. You guys could probably start moving in. I'm like, I want the whole thing done and then I want to move in because I know that it is going to be so much harder to try to live in construction. Like, basically they're like, you can move in before the countertops get installed, and I was like, that's just sounds heinous to me with the baby. So I do miss my house and I can't wait to move back in, but I'm going to make sure we wait until everything's done and then we can move back into a safe environment and I can focus on making our home the wonderful, happy environment that I love to create, that I hope you guys love to create for yourself as well. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. I really am praying, I'm hoping I get more fun things to share next week. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about everything we've picked so far. See you guys soon, bye.